I can go out there tonight. The materials you got make myself $15,000. Tonight!
How to make money in real estate without owning a property. Real estate can be defined as a plot of having buildings on it. It can also have crops, minerals, or water as natural resources. It is an immovable property. It is far different from personal property. Personal property is very much a movable property. It's also called a chattels or personality in the law system and is sometimes referred to as the movable property in the civil system. In residential real estate, the single or multifamily structure is free for ownership or for many other non-business purposes. Now, making money out of real estate needs some level of skill set, especially when you don't have a plot for yourself. Let us find out how. Hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about the different ways one can make money through real estate without even owning a plot. Before we jump right in, don't forget to press that like and subscribe button down below. As crazy as it sounds, real estate is a thriving money-making industry and it has produced more money than any other industry out there. But people still hesitate to enter this industry as it still remains very gray because of the fact that many people think in order to get into this industry they would need some sort of capital, which is not always accurate. As long as you're confident and well-versed in what you're doing, it is going to be easy for you to earn money from this industry, even if you're just starting out. The case of Kent Clothier, who is now the CEO of a software training company for real estate investors, the Real Estate Worldwide, and is also the founder of the classiest real estate investor networking group in the country called the Boardroom Mastermind. Started off with an escrow for $500. He would find a worn-out home which most of the people won't be interested in and sell it to someone who looks pretty desperate. He has gotten good over the period of time and now he flips more than 2,000 properties and manages at least 5,000 of them and more through his companies. Dean Graziosi is an entrepreneur and a great investor. He is one of the New York Times best-selling authors. He has played a crucial role in the real estate industry, and he is the backbone in many leading real estate companies and has helped many of these companies to set up also. For the past 20 years, he has focused on distributing self-education to those who are seeking transformation, fulfillment, and success outside the normal pathway. He, with the help of Tony Robbins, created a project called the Knowledge Broker Blueprint, which by far has been the most impactful project he has created. Graziosi's life is also an inspiring one. He was brought up in a trailer park. He was living with his father at the age of 12 years, where for a year he lived in a bathroom. With no advantages, no capital, and no help from others, he conquered it all. He made a lot of money through real estate and now has more than 400 properties under his portfolio. You see, at the end of the day, it all boils down to the knowledge you have about the industry and whether you know how to apply it. In today's day and age, people think it's easier to generate money from coin estate than real estate, but one fails to understand both industries have their own risks, their own ups and downs. It becomes impossible to succeed in an industry if the person doesn't have the knowledge or an idea of what he is doing. People also have a lot of misconceptions regarding what they need and don't need when it comes to the property industry. You really don't need credit. Even with a poor credit score, you can always proceed forward if you're committed enough. Many of the investors in real estate don't even have credit, and some in fact have terrible credit, and they still are successful in what they do. You also don't need much capital while doing real estate. This would undoubtedly lead to you having flipping contracts and going for lower priced homes or distressed properties. You would also end up finding other investors and hard money lenders who will help you push deals through. Finally, to debunk the biggest misconception, having a significant asset, you most certainly don't need major investments to purchase a piece of property or to secure a contract. All you need to do is to understand how creative financing works. There are only two possible ways one could generate a sustainable income from the real estate world. You can do it by buying and holding properties or by flipping contracts that can provide a solid income and by doing things like renovation and putting deals of property together. It might be overwhelming at first, but once you get a hang of it, you will love it. There are many ways you can invest in real estate without any money. The sellers can finance through lease options, have fixed trading assets like cars, jewelry, etc., take some else's mortgage who could be in severe distress, get loans and take some money from the banks, or have a partner who has hard money to invest. Equity line or credit can also be taken out in utilization of peer-to-peer communication, which will lead to great networking. Depending on what method of income you implement, there are numerous possible means to generate original income from the real estate industry. But in some cases, real estate investors try to avoid the nasty trio, which is the tenants, taxes, and trash. It can be a major task for landlords to actually meet up with the margins. Also, the load and burden caused by real estate can sometimes make people rethink whether this is all worth it. Number 1. Have rentals which are long-term residential. Leveraging long-term buy and hold rentals which are residential is the most common way of making money in the real estate world. With the fast-paced life everyone is having, people are always in search of a place to stay and live in, which would lead to them getting involved in rental properties. The key factor to keep in mind in such cases is the location. Location is the holy grail for real estate. It not only adds the value of the rental property, which will keep increasing with time, but also keep you to rent a property out as fast as possible. Some may call this a traditional way of approaching the real estate market. Number 2. Subletting your rental. This means allowing someone to stay in your place which isn't in the original lease with the landlord. It is mostly done when the person staying in the rental space is out on a vacation or business. It can be a temporary arrangement. All this can only be done if your lease permits it, which most of the time it does. You can charge how much ever rent you want. In some cases, in cities where there is no rent control, you can only sublet your space in the current market value, which would be a huge loss for the subletter as he will end up carrying the majority of the weight of the rent, which would lead to the profiting of the leaseholder. Number 3. Get yourself into real estate investment trusts. These are the mutual funds of the real estate world. In real estate investment trusts, some companies have millions of portfolios under properties which can be commercial, residential, land, and plenty more. They are in need of investors who will pay for the development costs and help to float the operational expenses for the properties that they own. After the properties become profitable, they divide it among the investors. Real estate investments trade publicly in the stock market, while some do it privately. This way of investment is perfect for people who are carefree and enjoy having properties all over the place. Number 4. Crowdfunding your investment. Many people consider crowdfunding to be a charitable and a donation sort of thing, which isn't anymore. It is more than that. One can invest in major real estate deals by using platforms like Peer Street, Fundraise, and Realty Mogul. They have their own minimum investments and vetting requirements which have to be met, but people get confused between real investments trade and crowdfunding. One of the notable differences is that when you invest in the real investment trade, you are investing in a company which owns the land. But in the case of crowdfunding, you, along with people who mind like you, are investing your money in a property of your choosing. And number 5, lending a lump sum. Loads of hard money are fabulous ways to earn the extra cash with a great profit if given the advantage of not even owning a single piece of land. With this, a borrower who doesn't want a traditional mortgage loan can be lent. This can be helpful if a person wants to buy a property in cash to flip the house, but banks don't give out loans that easily and quickly, so he searches for a lender who is ready to lend him a lump of cash and who is also ready to pay a premium for it. If by chance the loan falls through, the loan is taken by that investment property than the investor's car or their wages. And there you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Do share your thoughts in the comment section and we'll see you on the next video. Take care and have a nice day. Goodbye.